television podcast show highlights the stories of those who have participated in the Albuquerque 48-Hour Film Project, along with our community leaders who are making a difference in our filmmaking industry. In today's episode, we highlight our 2023 Horror Sci-Fi Project with team interviews from our after party at Slice Parlor in Nob Hill. 16 teams quickly accepted the challenge as we reached maximum capacity within weeks of registration. Leading up to October's screening and award ceremony at Guild Cinema, we hosted 2 meet, greet, and join parties with StoryQuest Studios to get actors and crew involved with our registered teams. During our kickoff event, teams gathered at the studio at West to receive their required elements for their films. Teams selected their favorite movie character on our randomization board to reveal their genre. Afterwards, we announced the remaining elements that every team had to use in their films. Each team was required to use a character, Edie or Eddie Russell, a librarian, a prop, which was a sleeping bag, and a line of dialogue, which was, "Where is it?" As soon as teams received the elements, they rushed off to make their films in 48 hours. During the last hour competition, we hosted a digital drop-off show to document everyone's progress and interview some of our participating teams. After the competition, our judges, Carrie Rose from the Albuquerque Film and Media Incubator, and Keith Felicia from Soapapia Productions, meticulously judged every project. The following weekend, we premiered all films at the Guild Cinema, with an award ceremony hosted by Jeanette Ferry. We gave out over 20 awards, including Best Film, which was won by Dustwave for their movie, The Converger. Not only did they win free studio time from Bunkhouse Studios, but they're going on to Filmapalooza 2024 in Lisbon. Here's a clip from Dustwave's acceptance speech.
This team kicked butt from the creative writing room to on set, and Ryan Riddle, late night scouting with me the location, and everybody just all the way to post. We were just clicking away last minute, and I was like, "Are we gonna win that other award for the last minute submission?" But just want to say thanks, and thank you to Ron and all the judges and everybody. Thank you.
Afterwards, we celebrated everyone's hard work with a party at Slice Parlor. During this time, we interviewed some of our participating teams on their experience. Today, you'll hear from Clean Slate Productions and watch their horror sci-fi entry, Behind Locked Doors. But first, Stephen Ray Bird from Byrdman Group Mega Ultra Studios joins us to talk about their entry, Dr. Arcane's Divinity Mystique.
Are you dying to reconnect with your dead loved ones? You need divine conjuring of the mystic arts. Then you need Dr. Arcane's Divinity Mystique. Call today and unlock the magic within.
Not a licensed physician or medical professional. Definitely 100% not a witch doctor.
Oh, it's you.
Eddie Russell.
Edie. Pleasure.
Must be at the right place. Edie.
Would you like to come in?
Sure.
So how does this work exactly?
Maybe you have a loved one that you want to reconnect with. Or maybe there's somebody who's just been bullying you and you want to get back out. I help make things right.
So you're a witch doctor?
Well, I'm not a witch doctor. I'm a doctor.
Ah, Dr. Arcane.
Yes. Let me explain something to you. This is very, very important. You get 2 requests. Anything more than that can cause a disturbance in the universe, okay? We do not want to wish anything bad upon anyone that has not done anything to you. Do you understand me? So, why am I here?
I'm just tired of people not caring, and they're being selfish, and they're being so rude.
Tell me more.
Take Sally Albright, for instance.
Well, I'm in the library. I mean, who reads books? Why would I go and read a book when I can get everything on the internet? I can look anything up and it would be right there. I touch a book that other people have been touching? That's gross. And I'm 90% sure that there's an old man in the corner right now choking his chicken. Hag.
In the realm of lost dreams, vengeance resides. Where is it? Where is it? Now silence abides.
I cannot stand my parents. Like, they're always in my business. I just can't wait till I move out. Like,
Oh my God, shut up. What is it this time?
Oh, here we go again. She can't talk. She's not on the phone.
Anyone else?
What the heck, Bert?
Mind your business, woman.
Tim, my husband.
Baby, it's just me and you. That bitch is gone. Just me and you now. Oh, I wish I could have married you. Nice love of love.
In the realm of lost dreams, vengeance resides. Where is it? Where is it? Secrets they hide.
Babe! Ah! Babe, what?
You know, for a librarian, your requests are quite compelling for the universe. But anyways, let's talk about my payment.
How much for another one?
That's ill-advised.
It's worth it.
Edie, can you believe it? I got Librarian of the Month. It's never happened before.
She took what was supposed to be mine.
Oh, find this place. Will you hold that for me real quick? Thank you.
You know, once this is done, it cannot be undone.
Back to
I
cataloging.
understand.
So be it. In the realm of lost dreams, vengeance resides. Where is it? Where is it? Let truth now confide. It's never enough, is it? Always someone else's fault. Not yours, huh? Which, please?
Bud. What happened? Where are you going?
I gotta get my sleeping bag.
Dad. Oh. Dad.
Babe! Baby, look! Babe! Barry, what's wrong? What? Why are you forsaking me? Babe! Ugh. I want to be inside of you every day.
I'm here with Stephen Ray Bird of Byrdman Group Mega Ultra Studios, Chucky in the flesh.
Yes, kind of. Not so much in the face, but yeah, pretty much.
But you're a good guy, though.
I'm a good guy, yes, people say.
So you are one of our oldest seasoned veterans of the 48-hour film project. How many films have you done?
I think this is number 11.
You've done 11 films? Wow. That's incredible. That's incredible. So this film that you did here, it was one of my favorites because it infused all the elements so well. It was like one of the films that actually the prop had a purpose, the line had a purpose, and the character was there on screen as was central. So when you're writing these 48-hour scripts, what process do you go through in your mind to make sure that all the elements are included and on air?
I mean, I kind of have like a little storyboard, and I do actually kind of focus a little bit on the prop and the character. And, I'm like, okay, how am I going to make this interesting? How am I going to make this stand out? And usually I'll write down a whole bunch of stuff, and then by the time we end up filming, it changes last minute a little bit, but I still put a lot of focus on, those props because they're eye catchers. And, like the sleeping bag thing was hilarious. It started off as him just being obsessed with his sleeping bag. And then I was like, it'd be really awesome if he died by sleeping bag. That would be phenomenal. And that my actor Denny, he sold it. He completely sold it.
Oh, he was committed.
Yeah, he was really committed to that sleeping bag. I was like, this is great. This is so hilarious. And then the little sound effects, with him crushing the body. Yeah, it was perfect. I loved it. I really wanted to put emphasis on the sleeping bag, and death by sleeping bag. That works.
I was the only time the prop was used to create a character's faith in this whole entire special project. So
I was paying attention too as I was watching it. I was like, okay, nobody's died by sleeping bag yet. We might have a chance here.
And I think that's why you won Best Use of Prop, because you used that prop to help tell that story. So awesome. So let's talk about your shooting process, actually. You told me real briefly that you shot this on your iPhone.
Yeah.
So how difficult was that?
That was so difficult, man. I was, so basically, because we were on the waiting list and we got notification, and I tried to reach out to everybody. I was like, guys, you want to do this? And they're like, oh, I can't do it. Cinematographer, everybody, nobody could do it. Director couldn't do it. So I had to direct for the first time ever also. And I was like, you know what, I'll just shoot it with my phone. So I bought a rig, one of those iPhone camera rigs from Amazon. I was like, we're going to use this and see what happens. And, and I was like, the focusing on the story was my main goal. And like you said, using all those elements, like even the line, where is it? I put in my spell. Every time the spell, where is it? And, that's what I did. I focused on everything else. And, it didn't look bad. I was actually surprised, but my editor made it look a lot better. You know what I mean? Yeah, he did the color, everything looked way better, so I was nervous though. I'm not gonna lie. I was nervous. It's like, oh, just my phone. What's going to happen? But I liked it. I was like happy with it.
So you did not edit it. You had an editor, you said?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So when did they start editing your film?
Kind of during. I was giving him stuff during, sending it, to his phone, his computer through my phone, like during the process. So
I airdropping it.
Yep, and gave it like really fast, and I was like, we're gonna make this as smooth as possible for what little we have. So I had a mic that hooked up, but there was like weird interference with it. And I was like, no. But then my rig also had a microphone, so I used that one, and you can tell, like when I listened to it, I was like, the sound's not 100%. You can tell it wasn't, I didn't have a sound engineer, but it wasn't bad. Like I could still hear everything, and that's, I did what I could, but summertime, I'll be ready. We'll have everything we need in the summertime.
Any final thoughts?
Actually, yeah, just do it. Like seriously, just do it. Don't second guess yourself. Don't worry about too many, outside things. Just if you love film, this is the thing to do. 48-hour films. It's a good way to get yourself out there. I'm gonna do them every year. Every year I'll be here doing this until I'm 90 years old. Well, we'll see. We'll see how far.
And now Clean Slate Productions and their film Behind Locked Doors.
Hey,
Yeah, where is it?
pay attention.
Sorry.
This is important. You have to know how to align the chairs or the church members will be furious. They can't hold any socials if things are in disarray.
Yeah, I got it. 8 tables in total, 3 chairs on each side after I'm done sweeping and mopping.
Hey, this is actually harder than it looks. Things have to be pristine around here.
Okay, I understand completely.
All right, I'll leave you to it.
Sounds good.
Oh, one more thing. You're going to find a lot of locked doors throughout the building, like the library where I work. Don't worry about cleaning any of those.
Are you sure? Are you sure? I mean, I don't mind taking the
Don't
extra.
worry about it. We hardly use those rooms anyway, and I really don't want to make your work any harder.
You got it.
All right, be sure to use that self-locking door at the end of the hallway when you leave, and you have my cell phone if you need it.
Thanks, Eddie.
That's Mr. Russell to you.
Okay, I'm here with Clean Slate Productions minus the team leader, but I have the actor and cinematographer here. So we have
Greg?
AJ.
And AJ, you may recognize AJ. He is a staple from Los Patatas Studios. Clean Slate Productions has borrowed him for this special 48-hour film project. So let's talk about the actual production of the film itself. Okay, so the story itself was, it had that, suspense, thrilling side to it. And a lot of that was driven by your acting. How were you able to channel the character? Did you come up with a character backstory? Actually, it seemed like there was a backstory because there was that form you were looking at before.
Yeah, so my character, he got in a little trouble with the law, so he needs to hold a job. And yeah, I mean, going in, first off, the set deck did a great job of making the place dark in the daytime, and that really helped me out.
That was shot during the day?
Yes, we shot that during the day, yeah.
They did a terrific job because
Dalen and Joe were our grips who also kind of doubled as set deck, and also Elijah's dad Nick helped hang up a lot of those black bags to make it dark outside. Yeah.
There were windows everywhere. We went through a whole box full of just trash bags to black out everything. Amazing job.
And Dalen and Joe did an awesome job lighting. But yeah, I mean, the atmosphere really did help me out a little bit. There were times when I knew that, the fatigue was starting to set in, and I was just like, I have to be terrified right now. So I forced myself to get the adrenaline up by, doing some jumping jacks or mountain climbers or something like that to get the adrenaline going. And yeah, and the rest is just kind of given circumstances that Elijah and I were able to had a little bit of time to talk about. And it's just, and then what would you do if you were in that situation? You're supposed to be cleaning a church, and then all of a sudden you're finding out a lot of things are wrong.
Yeah.
So it's just all in, just be present, just be present.
And speaking of being present,
really well shot.
I was just going to say, one of the things of being present is, especially as a cinematographer, is that you have to pay attention to every single frame, not the picture, every single frame, every movement added. So there were a couple great movements in that film where you were following Greg running through and hiding and escaping. How difficult was that for you to actually shoot that? Because I'm sure with the rig that you have, it wasn't easy to move around like that.
So it was multiple things, actually. It's a great question. So we had 2 cameras, and I usually work with my Sony a7 III is usually what I work with, which is compact, and I know my lens, I know my setup. But for the great dialogue shots that we got of the actors, which was fantastic, they did so amazing. We used Blackmagic, and I've never used a Blackmagic before. So that was a big hurdle right there to overcome. I was like, oh, okay, I've never used this thing, and it was a chonker too. It was a big boy.
So it wasn't like the regular mini Blackmagic. It was decked out with the lenses and.
Yeah, it had a full kit. We had automatic focus pulling and a whole rig.
So you had a focus puller there working with you too.
Yes. Yeah, depending on the scene. Yeah, I was like, this is putting it on my shoulder. I'm like, dude, oh, it was a workout.
He had a full body workout that day.
It was. I wouldn't trade it for the world, though. It was a great learning experience. That's what it's all about, is learning. So we did that. For the running sequences, though, we went back to my camera. So I dumbed down my rig to just handheld. So I was able to run. That's where we got the running shots and everything of this guy running all over the place, and the dark shots too. Because Sony does really well in low light situations. So that's generally why I use it too. So it was perfect for horror. I think it was the perfect point to use that. The very end where all the action is happening. So it was a workout, I would say. Above all, it was just a workout.
Talk about the dynamic of the whole team. How many people were on the team?
We had a pretty skeleton crew, actually. I think you can count our crew on your fingers, on both your fingers at the most. So they were efficient. Everybody worked hard. I also want to give a shout out to Naomi, Elijah's mom, and Naomi, Elijah's fiance. who stepped in and helped us get some good moments, and of course Naomi Forslund, who did the makeup. She did an awesome job on special effects makeup too, and but we were in it together. I mean, the reason why we got the reward we got was under pressure, because the first couple hours we were figuring things out, and finally it just it took a little bit for the train to get moving, but then we were off.
Would you like to know the time that you got the film in? You know?
I was told we got it in 2 minutes before the deadline.
7:27 that checksum run through. So you were about 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes.
Yeah. Elijah's very hardworking. I mean, he worked throughout the night editing that sucker, and AJ here got some very tricky shots with that really heavy camera that he had on, and I mean, everybody pulled their weight. It was amazing.
And then let's do some words of advice for future 48ers. Okay, so you've done 48s before, right, Greg? Yeah. And then obviously you're a seasoned veteran. So I need your advice. What would you give advice? What would you tell future 48ers who may want to do this for next season?
Get plenty of sleep beforehand, I'd say, and just take a breath and be adaptable.
How about you?
Try not to let the stress get to you.
How about you, AJ?
Always have fun when you can. I mean, you got your job to do, but always have fun. But also don't be afraid of your work. It doesn't matter. We always say, submit it. Even if it's you don't think it looks good, it doesn't matter. That's your film. That's what you created. It's your creation, and no matter what, we all made those films where we always feel at the end where we didn't do a good job, but in the end we made it film though, and everyone that's what I love about this is we all come together at the end and we all congratulate each other because we all enjoyed it. We really did. We want to see the films. We want to see your films. That's what it's all about. We want to see those films.
Please email us at albuquerque@48hourfilm.com. Tell us your connection to the Albuquerque 48 Hour Film Project and how you are making a difference in our New Mexico filmmaking community. You can rewatch this entire episode online or download the podcast at the platforms listed on your screen. Be sure to follow, like, and subscribe to us at ABQ48HFP or go to our website 48hourfilm.com/Albuquerque for the latest information on all of our upcoming events and competitions.